they kept falling off.
Your pants?
Yeah. And I was thinking, oh, like, this is a good thing. My pants are falling off, but they're falling off in public. That's not a good thing. But they were really big on me, so they wouldn't stay up.
Well, I'm glad it was a dream.
Imagine, hey? Talking about the self-confidence and your self-image and how you see yourself. I think that's the hardest thing to change, is how you see yourself. Not how other people see you. It's how you see yourself and what you think of yourself. And are you worth it? I've been doing a lot of like thinking of how I got to where I am and why. So it's a lifetime. This is not like a recent or since I got married, or it's from, I think, from when I was really little. Like, wow. It's just, watching my mom struggle with her weight. And then, when you're not a naturally skinny person, it really sucks. Mm-hmm. And when you're surrounded by naturally skinny people all the time,
that's even worse.
Yeah, it does. It does. And you always think there's something wrong with you, no matter what. I remember when I was like a teenager and I always had a paunch, always. Like I never had a flat stomach ever. Maybe in grade 6 that I remember that, but I never ever had a flat stomach. And you always feel like, why? Going to like school here. So first of all, not dating, right? And it's, and I'm not like, I never really thought of myself as attractive in like, or cute or whatever. So like going through junior high, I had one eyebrow.
Oh, unibrow.
I did. And I was mercilessly taunted until I just went and I waxed myself because my mom wouldn't let me because she kept telling me I'm beautiful. And the reason that she did that is when I think she had eyebrows like me. And when she was an early teenager, so growing up in Lebanon, she stole her mom's tweezers and she had one of those magnifying mirrors and she went up on the roof, flat roof, and she tweezed her eyebrows in the late 60s. So do you remember it was really, really, really thin? Mm-hmm. So she tweezed her eyebrows and I think she gave herself electrolysis because she was doing it with the mirror in the sun and her eyebrows never grew back. Oh. So she, like from that one time, so she never let me touch anything, which was the complete and total opposite of what she thought.
Yeah, she did it. So
I was haunted. I was called Bert. I was like, it was horrendous. And that it affects kids. Like I don't like, I won't do that. She already has a little bit, but when she gets like, I'm not going to let her get teased. Why? Like, when you're talking about like emotional eating, I'm like, I don't emotional eat. I didn't think that I did, but I think I did. I didn't think that I ate because I'm like stuffing my emotions or not like feeling my emotions, not wanting to feel them. But thinking about it, like just little things. And it's not like, I don't think people say it to be mean necessarily. They don't realize what they're saying to you. Like when me and Ahmed first got married, he would say, don't you want to get rid of your stomach? And I'm like, yeah, I was like a size 8. And when I think about that, I'm like, why was I like not more like confident in myself to say, no, I'm fine. Like, why are you saying that to me?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, that was the societal norms, I suppose. And that's what it is. And when and he's naturally skinny and his family's all naturally skinny. None of them are fat. Not even when they're pregnant. And so it's like, and then on my mom's side, everybody is like, not everybody, like, but that's where I get it from. It's from my mom's side. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Those genes, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Did you find security in food?
I think because my mom struggled with her weight and she was always up and down. So I saw that. And she would always tell me, don't feel guilty about what you eat, because that's always what she felt. She always felt guilty about what she was eating. It doesn't matter what it was. She would go on like those crazy diets, like eat cabbage for a week, and then, you know, she was a big yo-yo, and that so she didn't want us to do that, my sister and me. So I never felt really guilty about eating food, but I wouldn't never really learned portions, or like, for example, I can eat a whole big bag of chips. You know,
Yeah.
big bag.
Yeah.
I still could if I wanted to. I don't even go near the chip aisle anymore. I can't, because it's like
a trigger.
It is. That's my, like, if it's there, I'll eat it, and I don't stop. And I remember, I think it was after I had Zechariah, my sister-in-law, we were talking about it, and she's like, she just has to smell it and she's okay. Like, she doesn't, and then she, like, that's all she needed was to smell whatever her craving was. And I'm like, I can't do that.
Yeah. I can't watch recipe videos. Like, it's going to make me want to eat something else. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I know. So I think it's just, like, if it's there, then I'll eat it. If it's not there, I'm okay.
But what, like, looking back at middle of last year, what made you decide to make a change for your health?
I was waking up every single day in pain. It didn't even feel like I slept. I could barely do anything like with Sakina. I don't want to keep getting bigger and bigger, because I was going in the wrong direction, and I was just tired and grumpy and in pain all the time. And then watching your like videos and the things that you were posting, because usually it never really used to be like, yeah, that's not me. That's not me. That's not me. And then I'm like, no, that's it. That's why I said that's it. I talked to Ahmed about it. I'm like, hey, that's it. I'm not, I can't keep going on like this, because it's not fair to me, and it's not fair to her, because I wasn't like that when the boys were younger. We used to do so much fun stuff all the time. Well, you know, all that kind of stuff. We were always outside. We were always doing something. And I didn't want to be like the person that's not doing. I was, you know, I was doing, like, I was a travel agent. I wasn't that great at it. Like, I was still, after 2 years of doing it, I was like still struggling. And like, you know, it was just like I was thinking about like what our retirement would be. Ahmed is like 10 years older than me, so he was like closer to retirement than me. And it was just like kind of like boring. It wasn't work, home, homework. That's it. That's all we did. And then hockey in between when it was hockey season for Nuah. And that's basically what our life was. It wasn't, you know, and I was, I don't know, depressed or sad or whatever, but every prayer I would cry. And I'd be making dua, like, something needs to change in my life. Like, Allah direct me into what, wallahi, subhanAllah, like, I need to change. I can't keep going like this. Like, I hated my life. I don't know if hate was the right word. I don't know. I felt like stagnant. Like, there was no, like, you know what I mean? When I was younger, like, we were going to halakas, like, I was able to, like, I've been improving in that way. I was learning new things all the time, and I just wasn't. And I just was not happy. But I think it's also, like, when you're bigger and you go shopping, there's really nothing out there for you. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to find clothes that fit properly. Especially when you get into like 2XL or 3XL.
Yeah, it's just like a bag.
It is. It's not like, and you see something, oh, that looks like a nice sweater, and then you go and your arms don't fit it, and you're like, come on, man, like, really?
Yeah.
And, you don't big difference. And that's like another thing. One of, I guess another goal is I'd just like to be able to go into a store, and if I see something, I'd be able to buy it if I wanted it. And not say, no, yeah, I have to go to the plus size section only. I can't look in the regular size section, And they're usually, cheaper too.
At what point did you feel like you needed the help? Like, why not just do it on your own?
Because I tried. I would say, okay, I'm going to start working out. And then a week, nothing. And then nothing. then I'd make excuses. Whatever, I'll do it later. Whatever, I'll do it later. Whatever, I'll do it later. And then it just, after a week or two, whatever goes by. And I think too, also when I was pregnant with Sakina, I had gestational diabetes. So I was learning about, didn't realize what my portion sizes were. I thought I was eating just fine and really wasn't overeating, but I really was. So I not eating properly, not knowing that I wasn't eating properly. I thought I was eating fine. So I guess I needed help with that. And I said, okay, that's what I need help with. I accepted that I needed help with that because I didn't really. After you tell me, I think you're eating too much. I'm like, no, I'm eating fine. I'm really not eating that much. I'm like, pretty sure your portions are too big. I'm like, no, they're fine. My portions are fine.
How did you then, like when you started the program, like how did you fit everything in, like, eating better and working out while having a toddler?
Well, I tried different times. For a while, so when I first started with you, she was still napping. So I would do my workouts in the afternoon while she was napping. And then she stopped napping. So I tried doing it after we had breakfast. And it was really hard with her. So I was like, no, I can't do it. So I'll do it after she goes to bed at night. Today, I was like, maybe I'll do it at night. And I said, no, I'm going to be too tired at night. So no, I'm doing it. So I did it. And usually Sakina's okay. Sometimes, most of the time, like, especially when we're doing the ones like when you're on your hands and knees, she comes on my back.
Yeah.
So most of the time, I try to do those exercises, but they're hard with an extra 25 pounds on you. It's all right. Or doing the crunches today, she was like sitting on my stomach, and I was like, okay, not gonna happen. So I was like, just do it beside me. So I'm trying to get her to, and actually it's good for her too because she's seen me do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And she's like, Mama, exercise? I'm like, yeah, Mama, exercise. And then I'll say, okay, let's stretch together. So she'll stretch with me. So it's actually good for her that she's seen me do that because then
You're down 20 pounds, and I know that like you put on a lot of effort. And initially you were telling me how some of the exercises would hurt, like your shoulders, elbows. So what other changes have you seen, like non-scale victories, I guess?
Well, all of my clothes are too big on me.
Yes, that's amazing.
And I was like, should I go shopping right now? I don't think so, but maybe
No. We're going to wait a little bit more.
A little bit longer. But it's actually, I'm actually getting uncomfortable in the clothes that are too big on me. So I might put cheap ones from Costco for now, just some like new joggers and some new PJs or whatever. But
yeah, I think when you're like in the 190s, that'll be.
Yeah.
Want to get there before Eid, inshallah.
I hope so. And I think I'm noticing I do have more energy. Mm-hmm. I'm not so tired in the middle of the day anymore. And the pain, like I really don't have much pain. Alhamdulillah, like that is better. Mm-hmm. It's easier for me to pray. I'm still, when I'm in like sujood, it's still my knees, but that's my knees. But I can sit in sujood, which I couldn't. I would always lean to the side because I just couldn't. And I don't know. I think that's it. I'm able to go for longer walks because cold stopped our walks in our mid track. So I haven't been. So inshallah, we'll try and go today.
You're gonna do the hike this year as well, inshallah.
Yeah, inshallah, that's one of my goals. That was thinking about like when you were saying why did I want to do it? That was one of the things that I was like, I really like to do that. Because like I have a friend of mine, her and her husband, they go to we were just talking, this is a long time ago, they would go to Lake Louise, and there's that tea house, you walk up, there's 2 tea houses.
Yeah.
And they told me they would walk up to that and have tea, and I'm like, I would never be able to do it. Like I wouldn't be able to do it. There's no way. So thinking about that and thinking about going on that hike with you guys, that's what I would like to do.
What kind of changes has your husband noticed or your family noticed, and what have they said?
Oh, they've all noticed like the weight loss, like big time, like all of them. Like even after today, he said to me, he's like, "You look different than you did last week." I'm like, "Okay, good. I don't see it, but I'm glad other people see it." But everybody else is like, they're all like cheering me on, and they're like, "You're doing really good. Don't give up. It looks like you look really good." Um, Even people like I hadn't seen my sister. She came by on the weekend. We had an outdoor visit, everybody. So don't get all.
That's okay. You know, everyone's doing it. Everyone's visiting.
But they wouldn't even come with that. Like, just come on. And they're like, no fines. There's 6 of them. They're like, no fines. I'm like, okay. Anyways, and then she's like, and so I hadn't seen her physically like for like 2 months at least before November, I think. Actually, that's more than 2 months. Anyway, she's like, I can't believe how different you look in real life.
That's amazing. Okay, like, amazing. Yeah.
But I think just like being normal, just living a normal life, like being able to have like a piece of cake with my coffee if I'm out for coffee, when we're able to go out for coffee again and visit people. I just like to be able to do that and not feel like worry about it or whatever. Just be normal. I just want to be a normal human. I just want to be able to be like everybody else and be able to eat, whatever. That's it. That's all I want is I just want to be normal. I'm not going to run a marathon. I'm not like an athlete, but just to be a normal person. I like hiking. I like going into the ravine. I like going like for walks by the river. That's all. That's what I would like to do.
Physically though, do you feel stronger?
I do, yes. I've noticed, yes. I am stronger. I am.
How does it feel like lifting Sakina and moving around with her?
It's good. I'm playing with her more, so I'm not, but she's also like, she's a toddler now. So when I was like bigger, we weren't really playing, you know what I mean? It was like, but now I can keep up with her.
How about like in terms of sleep and stress?
Well, I'm sleeping better because I'm not, my back doesn't hurt anymore, and my shoulder and my hip. I also had sciatic issues, and that was from being pregnant. So hopefully, I'm hoping that stays as part of my life. I don't want it to.
It will. I'm going to make sure.
Yeah.
What would you say to someone that's like skeptical about there's someone who's a beginner and they're like, oh, I don't know if I want to exercise, or I'm just lazy. Like, how would you help them out?
I would say, yeah, it's really hard at first to change your habits because they're so ingrained and you're so used to just living the way that you're living. Any change is worth it. In the end, it is worth it. It's hard. And you're going to want to give up every single day, but you're fighting your nafs, right? You're fighting your just because your base desires to be lazy and not do anything. I think that's what all those highly motivated people, they have to push themselves to do it. It's not just going to come. It's not just going to float down and you're like, okay, now I'm going to do it. You have to be resolved and keep your goals in mind, and no matter how hard it is, just keep doing it. Just keep saying no. Like, that's one of the things that I've had to work through is like for working out, like how easy it is to just put it off and say I'll do it later, and no, you have to make yourself do it, and then you do feel better after you doing it. You don't think you will, but you do. So just stick with it, and you do need someone to motivate you. You have to have somebody motivate, because I think it has to be somebody, I think, outside of your circle. I think it has to be somebody who you can't push around. And just like, yeah, whatever. And then just not do it. You need somebody to really, 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 really hold you accountable. And you want to you want to click the button that you did the workout.
It feels so good, and it gives you all your badges.
Yeah. It does.
I remember when you told me, like when you first started off, and then I think it was about a month or two in, and you told me that you stopped drinking coffee with sugar in it. And I didn't even know that that was something that you were doing, that you were trying to get off, sugar in your coffee.
Yeah. I can't believe it either. I still, every time I drink a cup of coffee, I'm like, weird, no sugar. I actually like it.
Yeah, and you like it. And you said you can't, like, you won't go back to the sugary coffee. So I
I
think that.
actually tried, I tried the sweetener, that whatever the xylitol, and I was like, I gotta see what it tastes like. So I put some in there, and I was like, I couldn't even drink it. But I did. I was like, it is actually crazy how much sugar there is in things that shouldn't be in things.
Yeah. So I think like even a lot of the alternative, like even plain yogurts and like stuff that's marketed as good for you, it contains sugars. And actually even pop. Now if you look at pop, which is like classic example, I think around 40% of it is salt. And then they add sugar to mask the salt, but they put the salt in to make you thirsty. It's because it has like high levels of sodium, and it's just bizarre. Like it's bizarre how, yeah, it's proliferated across the world.
Capitalism.
Yeah. Alrighty. All right. Thank you, Aminah. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.